Well, after his guilty plea in the murder of Mercer Law student Lauren Giddings, we continue to get new glimpses into the psyche of Stephen McDaniel. Tonight, a new letter handwritten by McDaniel and given to the judge the day he pleaded guilty to killing and dismembering Giddings. And in this one, he paints himself as a victim of police intimidation. In a neatly handwritten two-page document filled with small lettering, Stephen McDaniel outlines his experiences with Macon Police. He complains that police yelled at him and intimidated him in an interrogation room for hours during the early stages of the investigation and wouldn't even let him go to the restroom without permission. He also talks about this interview with a WGXA reporter once they did let him go, where he first learned Giddings' body had been found.
Body?
Had you heard it? Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. That's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
McDaniel says he collapsed from the shock of that news because even though he'd killed Giddings, quote, my mental state was such that I was unaware of her death. McDaniel details being so upset he suffered a seizure and required medical help. When he came to again, he says workers with the DA's office and detectives took him from the emergency workers and moved him into a police mobile command center. He says he still had impaired vision, numb extremities, and a severe headache, and pleaded for medical care, believing his life may be in danger, but was only told that the EMT could look at him if he'd allow police to search his apartment. He says even after they got into his apartment, police never gave him medical care. McDaniel says later he was transferred to the Detective Bureau and kept under constant armed guard and was questioned, yelled at, and insulted for hours. He says at one point detectives joked that he may be sexually assaulted in prison. McDaniel wraps up by saying, I do not say these things to excuse my own conduct. I say them because they are the truth, and no other party involved in these events will ever tell these truths. These facts are important because they recount a small portion of the misconduct of the Macon Police, that part known to me, unquote. The statement ends with a line from a Latin poet that basically translate, who's watching the watchman? Purpose of the letter isn't clear, as is whether McDaniel thought it would make any difference after he'd already confessed to the murder and dismemberment of Lauren Giddings. It was entered into evidence as an addendum to the motion to suppress evidence, and we do have a copy of it on our website, WGXA.tv, if you'd like to see it.